crafty friends, and happy Monday to you. Or if you're watching on replay, happy whatever day of the week it might be. On this video tutorial, I'm going to show you the totally easy peasy way to create beach wood, which to me is wood that looks like it's been on a sign or a fence or something at the beach on the dunes for a very long time. And we're going to be mostly doing different blues, but and I'm going to be using some Dollar Tree pieces of wood and giving you a bunch of ideas. But you can do this technique on absolutely any kind of wood that you would like. You can even do this technique on canvas, like as in stretch canvases. So the paint that I'm going to be working with today is all from my local Walmart. Carries this Waverly brand. We're going to be using white. I'm going to use this new one that I just got that's called Dusk. We'll probably be using some of this blue, which is called Ocean. We might be using Peacock, we might be using Lagoon, we might be using Pool, we might be using Agave, and then we might use a little bit of gray. Okay, but here's the thing. You can use absolutely any paint you want. You know, I would choose something inexpensive, and I would practice a little bit first to get the hang of it and to see what you like. If you like a heavy brush stroke or if you like a light brush stroke. Okay, so I'm going to be working on these. And these came with a little string holding them. They came from Dollar Tree. They were just in the wood section, $1.25 a piece. We're going to be working with these, and I'm going to give you a ton of different ideas along the way. We're also going to do something fun with this and something fun with some of these wood pieces that I got at Dollar Tree, but I want to plant some other ideas in your mind. You could do it on a cross. You could do it on a shape like this big seahorse. Most all of these things came from Dollar Tree, and then my paint came from Walmart. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know that I'm not just in my craft room on my cell phone talking to myself. That's good. And feel free to ask questions. Feel free to sprinkle all that good stuff. Okay, so before we actually start painting, let me show you what I made. Make sure I have it in the right. Yeah, I'll show you what I've made on the other side. Fiddling around. I haven't done this technique in a while. And then I'm going to show you how to do it on the other side. And actually, I like it better when it's like this. I will get close-up pictures so you can see. So what I'm thinking, although we're not going to go this far with this project today, I'm just going to show you how to create the look of beech wood. What I'm thinking is that we could use a paint stick, I have one over here somewhere, and glue it on the back of these three pieces, either all smushed together or slightly spaced apart. We could do some fun technique on this. And it could go on this board. We could even use some of these little seahorses. What do you guys think about that idea? I think I would probably space them out a little bit. And just like what we've done with paint stir sticks where we've made like picket fences, it would be the same idea, but we're using these Dollar Tree pieces. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with this one because this is my favorite. And I'm going to try to remember what colors I used, but honestly, it can be anything. This is a turquoise color paint over the top of this natural wood. You could paint it white first if you want. Then it's a little bit of gray, and then it's white. And it's all just dry brushed. Nothing complicated. Okay, let's try agave if I have it opened. Nope, I don't have it opened, and these are hard to open. So if you missed the beginning, we're just using craft paint from Walmart, Waverly brand, but you can use whatever you want. let's try peacock if I have it open. Nope. Shoot. Okay, let's try lagoon. I'm pretty sure I have lagoon open. Yes, I do. Yay. Okay, I'm just going to pour a little bit out on a paper plate. This is going to be my palette for painting. And let me put my a little bit further. And let's see where we are. Okay, so I am just using a cruddy, chippy brush. These are super inexpensive. I don't know where I got them. I've had them for a million years. They're the kind of brush where the bristles sometimes fall out and get stuck in the paint, but it's just a crummy brush. So to do a dry brush technique, you're gonna dip your brush into your paint, and then you're gonna tap it off, and then you're just gonna do long, wispy motions. And you want to vary where it's dark, so it's not just all dark at one end. And it takes, oh my gosh, this takes almost nothing. I'll hold this up in just a second. All right, and then I did also, just looking, I did put a little bit around the sides in case I want to glue or attach these into one side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this, what did I say this was called? Lagoon paint around the edges. Not full on, you know, just wispy. So this is what we just did. Okay, we're going to let that dry. We're not going to move on to the second step of that just yet. We'll do another one. Okay, let's do this dark blue one on the other side. Okay, and I'm just going to pour some of this, it's called Ocean Waverly. You can use any brand of acrylic paint, seriously. And you can paint absolutely anything that you want. I've done this idea with paint stir sticks before and made a sign, but I'm thinking all these new little summery shapes that I just got, these little wood shapes that I just got recently at Dollar Tree, that these would be fun to do as well. So. Okay, so to do the dry brush, you just dip your brush in it and then tap some of it off. Let's flip this over and do the other side. Got a hair on here or something. A glue string. Oh my gosh, I have been finishing up the glued buttons on the project that we made yesterday during Christ and Crafting, and I will get pictures of that. That was my morning, and I'll post those here on DiyDreaming. Okay, so you can see I got a little heavy-handed right there. That's okay, but to balance it out, I'm just going to put a couple of dark spots up north. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so here's the dark blue one. What do you guys think so far? For those of you who, you know, are avid crafters, you already may know how to do all this. This may not be new to you, but if you haven't ever experimented with dry brushing, which is basically what this is, then it could be new and it could be different. And you can layer any colors you want. I'm just going with a turquoise, a blue, and then sort of a blue-gray. And this one is called dusk. Okay, I'm just going to paint out of the lid. Put some paint on my brush and tap it off. This technique can lead to you having little specks of paint on things, so definitely wear an apron or wear painting clothes, which I never have on painting clothes. But anyways, cover your, what's that? Sticker stuck on here. I don't know. Let's cover it up. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the next step. And you can keep going with this idea as long as you want. So, okay. Next up, let's come back to this one. Let's see how it feels. It's basically dry because I put such a small amount of paint on it. Okay, where's my gray? I'm just going to add a little bit of gray, just like as a, I don't know, it's going to make it look old. And same deal, exactly, nothing different. Wait, where did I put that gray? I need more. I didn't put enough down. Okay. Okay. And if you get some of these big blobs like I just did down here, we can go back over that with a little bit of white to make it not be so solid. Oops, I just did it again. But I think this is nice looking when it looks like this. This is what I'm talking about. This big blob, we'll go over it with white. We could even come back over with more of this turquoise color if we wanted. Okay, I think next we did the blue, right? So let's, you do want to make sure your colors are dry in between coats so that you're not just mixing them. Okay, and I'm doing the same gray again. And it is a little bit harder to see it on these darker colors. To me, this looks like a sign that has been out at the beach for a few years. And it's got, you know, just sea spray and salt and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and this was the dusk colored one. Same deal. Tap your brush in your color and then tap it off. Okay, good. So here's two of them, and here's the third one that has the big blobs that we'll fix. And while we're waiting for those to dry before we do the white, because we do need to wait on that, Let's fiddle around with one of these. This is what my idea is, okay? So you could do multiple colors or just one color that looks like a beach. And then you can use some of these shapes over the top. And these could just be little shelf sitters. You can get them to sit up. And they'd be super cute. These could also go on your two-tiered tray. So let's do this one with the blue. And I'm gonna have to use some of my paintbrushes. What am I making? I am making beech wood the easy peasy way, which is just dry brushing basically. And we're using just your basic craft paint, nothing fancy here. And I'm going to give you some ideas. We're not going to actually complete a project. We're really just learning how to do make this wood that starts like this, make it look beachy, like it's been on the beach, being hit by the sand and the waves, you know, for years. That's what effect we're going for. Okay, I'm going to take just a teeny bit of this blue that we had already put out here, and we're using inexpensive craft paint. Mine is from my Walmart, my local Walmart. I know not all Walmarts carry it, but you can use absolutely any brand of craft paint. And you could do 3 of these if you wanted and do each one a different color. And I think that would be cool. So that's the start. I'm going to do the sides. Let's do another one, this turquoise color that I have floating around out here. Just trying to dry my brushes off that I've already used just a little bit so they're not soaking wet. And this turquoise color right here is Lagoon. Lagoon is the name of it. It's a Waverly from Walmart. I think you can get that Waverly brand other places too. That's just where I get it. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to take the sticker off the back before I get started. You know, alternatively, you could do this side if you liked that side better. As soon as these big ones are pretty much dry, we'll come back and we'll do the white over the top and you'll see what a difference that makes. Okay, so now I have these 2 started and we might just do white on them and skip the gray, but that is an option for you. Let's do the dusk on this other one. It's this very grayish bluish color. Not going to work out of the lid. So who is watching? Who is a beach person? That's what I want to know. I totally am a beach. I love the beach. I love beach decorating. I never get a very serious suntan. I don't know if you do, but I definitely love being at the beach. That's like one of my totally happy places. So this is just very light, wispy, very light, wispy passes with a chippy brush, a cruddy brush, and are dry enough that we can move on to the next step. You love beach, says Beth. Deborah loves the beach too. She wished she lived closer to one. Me too. You know, we did more of those kind of trips, those beach trips, when my kids were little, but then when they were older, they had, I don't know, activities and things that interfered with that, and oh, I miss those days. I miss those days of going, you know, on spring break every year. So I'm going to try to convince my husband that I need to have a spring break every year as well, because we're empty nesters officially now. And okay, I'm going to grab my heat gun because I'm feeling like this paint is not completely dry, and you do want it to be thoroughly dry so that you're not just blending colors. You want it to be a layering. It's the big blobs of gray that are not drying very quickly. Okay, I'm down to the very bottom on my white. I'm definitely going to have to make a trip to Walmart this week to get some more. Come on, I need something to come out of here. I might have to, let me get a new chippy brush. Might have to actually stick my brush into my bottle. That's pretty pitiful. Okay, so I'm putting the paint on the bristles and then I'm tapping it off. And let's start with this one. Although it's really not dry. Let's do, this one seems to be the most dry. And you don't have to go from top all the way to bottom. You can do in little sections, however you like. Once your brush gets pretty dry, then you can just kind of go over the whole thing a little bit. And this is the step that really, I think, makes your wood look beachy. This is also where it's good to be working on crummy wood. Like inexpensive kind of rough wood grabs the paint better. So this was the light blue, and boy, it looks so different from the other side. I guess I didn't do very heavy white on this side, but that's what I mean. You figure out what appeals to you and do your beech wood in the way that you like. Get some more. On this side, I guess I'm doing a heavier hand. Where the first go around when I was practicing, because you guys, I do always practice. I always, you know, I spend a couple hours getting ready for every video so that I can tell you what works, what doesn't work. I'm never just sitting down and crafting without having thought and planned what I wanted to share and teach you. But anyways, so when I was practicing, I guess I was much lighter. I think it's interesting to see the difference. So, and look how much darker it is on that. Well, it is a little bit darker. I don't know. I think they're both pretty. Okay, let's do some more on this one. And then we'll work on the little pieces. And we could even paint some of the shapes. So what do you guys think? Rose Viduri says she loves the beach. Oops. Oh well. I got one big drag right there. I'll hold it up and show you in just a minute. But it's good for covering up the spots where I got too dark of a gray blob, I guess. This was the other side. So everything looks different. Okay, let's add some white to these. And I get 100 questions, not 100, but I get a whole bunch of questions every time I craft with this blue silicone mat. What is it? Where did it come from? So let me just tell you about that. Okay, it was sent to me by one of my followers, and she bought it on QVC, a big piece, and she cut it into a couple smaller pieces and she sent this to me. These are great to work on because nothing sticks to it. No glue, no paint, nothing. You can spray it with water and wipe it off or use an antibacterial wipe, and it's great. You can order these in a zillion different colors, and the backside has the grid on Amazon. I've looked to see because I had so many people ask me. So if you think this idea of a crafting mat that you really can't hurt it, it looks interesting, check it out. Just go to Amazon and search silicone craft mat, and it should bring that up. I may come back and put some more glue on this one. Or maybe gray, I don't know. If you're messy like me, this is the best craft, seriously. It's really heavy in the center. Let's get some white over the top of that. And let's do this one, which was the dusk. Will come back and layer a little more color on these, but I want to show you what you could do. These came from Dollar Tree in the wood section. I don't know what they're supposed to be, coasters or something. And I've seen people make all kinds of cute little mini palettes for their 2-tiered trays or 3-tiered trays, or just to sit on a shelf. But what you could do is you could take some of these Dollar Tree shapes, let's scooch this over, this this out of the way. And you could just paint them. Seriously need to get some more white. Paint them a solid color, whether it's like navy blue or white. And then this could, let me wipe my hands off a little bit because I am covered in paint. This is my last antibacterial wipe in this container. So you could do something like this. Or it might be cuter to paint the whole thing dark blue, but you get the idea. And then just attach it with a hot glue. So you could do something very similar with the cross, and you could graduate colors across it. You could even do something similar with these adorable little mermaid tails that also came from Dollar Tree. And we could do something adorable with this little seahorse. So I just wanted to show you this technique and get your wheels spinning. There are probably 100 different ways to create this look. And this is, I'm sure, not the only way. It's just a super easy, quick, and affordable way to create this look. Just using a little craft paint, a chippy brush, and then a very dry, light hand wispy strokes where you let it dry in between each coat. And yeah, so I hope that this was helpful to you. Thank you to everyone who did stars. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all your nice comments. If you've done this technique before, or if you decide to do it because you saw this, I would love to see pictures. And I don't know if you know that I have a crafting group where I set it up so we can all share pictures of our craft projects. Oh yeah, do this or this while I'm talking. Or say something to me in the comments if you're watching on Facebook. And look to see if you've checked, if you've liked and followed, or if you're on YouTube, look to see if you've subscribed. Anyways, there are other ways to do it. This is just the easy way that I just sort of figured out how to do it. But if you make something like this, some beachy kind of wood, I would love to see pictures. So hop over to that craft group that I set up for all of us to share our craft projects and get even more ideas. It's free. It's called Dreamy DIY. So let me spell that for you. You can type this in your search bar here on Facebook. DREAMY space DIY. And then be sure to answer all of the questions, which basically you're just agreeing that you'll be nice. You're not going to tell somebody that their project's horrible, you know. That you won't use that place to try to sell anything, and that you won't share other crafters' videos there. And if you say yes to all of those 3 questions, we'll say come on in, and you are going to be amazed. If you click on the Photos tab and just start scrolling, you'll be scrolling for a long time, and you will see so many fabulous craft projects that have nothing to do with anything that we've even done here on DIY Dreaming. Some of them do, but a lot of them are you guys' original ideas, and it's just fun. It's fun for everyone to get more ideas, and also it's fun to have other people look at your work, at your craft projects, sometimes your art projects, and just give you some positive feedback. I love that personally. So, so hop over there to Dreamy DIY and share pictures if you do any of this kind of a thing. I definitely want to see. I will be fooling around with this tonight and probably tomorrow morning, and I'll get it all decked out how I think it's going to look the best. I'll do some shapes and put these little guys together. And then I will share pictures here as well as just on Dreamy DIY. And I would pick up, let's see, I just want to show you the project from yesterday because it turned out so beautiful, I think. I need to melt a few glue strings, but you guys look at this. This is a reverse canvas that we made on Christ and Crafting yesterday with a Dollar Tree stretched canvas. This is the inside we stenciled on. And then these are just a whole bunch of vintage buttons that I had. So I'm going to put this in an easel, and it'll probably sit over here on my desk somewhere for a very long time because we talked about Psalm 119, verse 11, which says, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And that's one of my all-time favorite verses from the Bible. So anyways, if you missed this, just click on the videos tab and you can scroll down until you see it, click it, and watch it whenever you would like. Alrighty, I'm gonna go get my hands cleaned up and then get my crafting area cleaned up. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be doing, but I do have about 6 things in the works. So it'll be something that'll be quick and easy, affordable, super affordable. It'll be something that won't require you to be an expert crafter. You don't need any power tools. It'll be something that usually involves either faith, family, or flowers. And sometimes it'll be something kind of different. So those are the kind of projects I like to do here at DIY Dreaming. And if that sounds good to you, just make sure that you've liked and followed this. Feel free to sprinkle, all that normal stuff that I say in every single video. Alrighty, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.